Okay, so before we went to the break, we spoke about connecting with people, finding the need, and then inviting them to look at information about the product or the business that can essentially solve whatever challenge or whatever need it is that they have. And before that, we had people talking about their struggles in the business, and one of the struggles that was mentioned that we haven't covered yet, Coulson posted in the chat that a bigger struggle is when talking to people. So that has come up a lot. Coulson talking to people. She said that when it's her downline's prospect, then she's fine. But if it's her own prospect, then all of a sudden she freezes in her mind. Um, downline's prospect is fine, but own prospects, then I freeze. Just making a note of what everyone said. So I don't know if you guys have experienced it as well. Have you found ways around that? I know I've also sometimes feel that way, but the amount of training that I do, it's almost like it's already in my head what I need to say and when I need to say it. So that's one benefit of doing these trainings, that you almost like memorize the info. But have you guys had any experience with freezing when you speak to people, like not knowing what to say? Faiza?
Mm, Russell, just on the weekend, I knew that at some stage I was going to have to speak to this person because, when some of your friends are just quiet, they can use the products. They know they're aware that you have these products available for them, but there's always the silence. So, and I just waited patiently until there was this right moment, and
Mm.
there was opening. And then I didn't say anything on Saturday night. We were all out together. And then Sunday, neither did we say anything until she mentioned something. And then, so I think for me, it's the timing. I think, yeah, it sometimes tests your patience, but and then she was so absolutely receptive. They're going away on holiday now, so when they come back, they'll be meeting with me. So that was quite a nice example, but I was nervous as well because Kulsum and I don't like selling, I think. And so it's not about the selling, it was about waiting for the right opportunity to say, look, then all those things that we've learnt about and all um, those sessions we've had, dealing with customers, because every customer I think is different. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know if that will help anybody.
Okay, so Coulsum's not on, but I'm sure she'll watch the recording and get that. Anybody else that's had a problem talking to people where when you speak to them you maybe freeze and you don't know what to say? Denise, have you ever had that experience?
Many times in the past.
How have you overcome that?
I just say, like we must build up a relationship, and then I just talk about this and that. And like I spoke to an ex-colleague now, and I knew her, but I haven't seen her for years. So I just asked her how's the family doing, and is she still staying in the same place? She's working for another company, and she's moved also, and she's now got 3 kids. I knew her when she had 1 kid, and the youngest is 15, and all that, those things I know. And then she said she will have to go now because she's still at work. She called me back. So I said to her, fine, you can call me back in an hour's time, or when you go home, you can call me back. Yeah. So without saying anything why I'm calling, nothing about the business, nothing about products, nothing. Just finding out how she is and what she's doing. So I am getting there. Like in the past, I said all the wrong things maybe, and or I start speaking to people, introduce myself, and then I ask, tell them my story. Then I ask if I can get their number, and then they gave their number. But when I send them something, they never get back. They never get back to me, or when I do contact them, they don't answer their phones. So
Yeah.
I'm learning from that and from those mistakes I made, because in the training you can see or hear where you went wrong. You're supposed to build a relationship and not just introduce the business. Because when you take the number and say, if I send you this link, would you have a look? And but then they
Denise, I think we lost you there.
want someone called back now that I called who didn't answer. Anyway, I'm going to call him back later. Thank you, Russell.
Okay, thanks, Denise. We lost you on the last 20 seconds or so of what you said now. So yeah, it is a yeah.
Yeah, and I had to cancel the call. Yeah, otherwise if I answer the call, then I lose the connection.
No
So
problem.
I canceled the call. Thank you.
Okay, so we've spoken about finding the need and inviting them to have a look at the opportunity that we have, either to solve their health issue, or to help them with their health issue, or to help them with their financial need, or whatever it is. But something that was mentioned now, I think both by Faiza and Denise, and it's sort of ties in with what a lot of people have been saying their struggle is how to close the prospect. Once you've now offered them the tool, what do you do then? What do you say to them after that? And so I've got this infographic, how to close your prospect. And before we go any further, something to remember, that our goal in this whole thing, yes, we're trying to help them, but how do we help them? And the best way to help them is to try and accomplish two things. One is that we are providing education on the opportunity, or education on the product and how it can help them. But the second thing we need to do is make sure that they actually understand what it is that we've given them. So if we've given a video, what do you actually ask them? So the first thing that you might ask them when you contact them, for example, is, have you watched the video? It's kind of straightforward, because if they didn't watch the video, then the rest of the process might be a little pointless. Or it won't have as a similar effect, the same effect as it would if they did watch the video. So did they watch the video first off? And if yes, then the next question we would ask them is, what did you like best? And I think the goal of that question, and you guys can give your input if you see other value of that question, but for me, what do you like best is just to see where they are at, what resonated with them, what did they find most interesting and relevant to them. And once that comes out, let's just say it's a business need, right? And they want to make money. What we'll ask them, what did you like best about the video? If it was a video you shared. And the next question, no matter what they say there, whatever it is that they like best, on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is ready to start now, what number are you? Right, so this is just a hypothetical question. On a scale of 1 to 10, what number are you? And so hypothetically, if you were to do this business part-time, how much would you have to make this worth your time? So they say, okay, I'd have to make 10,000 Rand a month. Okay, so you ask them, okay, how many hours per week would you have to work to build up that level of income? So how many hours could you commit to working every week to build up that level of income, the 10,000? And then on next, you'll say, okay, so how many months are you willing to work to build that income level? So let's say they say, okay, 10,000 Rand a month, I'm willing to work maybe 10 hours a week, and I'm willing to work 3 months to build up that level of income. And what we're doing throughout this process now is we are helping them to set a realistic expectation on what the opportunity really is for them. But we're also showing them that there's a commitment that needs to be made to achieve it. So they're not going to just get that value without putting in the effort, right? They need to have certain action that's going to give them that result. And so they might say, okay, 10,000 Rand a month, I'd be willing to work 10 hours a week for 3 months to build that level of income. And then you could say to them, and it's again the if I would you question. So this if I would you would comes kind of repetitive, that they'd even pick up that you're asking the same question all the time. But if I could show you how to make that 10,000 Rand a month at 10 hours per week for 3 months to build up that level of income in 3 months, would you be willing to start now? Right? Would you be ready to start now or ready to sign up now, whatever the case is? And this is where the objection handling we can talk about a bit more tomorrow would come in, where the person would either say yes, and you can have the form ready, you can have your website ready, you can have, if you're at the warehouse, which is even better when you do these things, they can buy the kit then and there and then. Hazel, could you maybe share with us the kit ideas that you have when to have the kit product with you and the literature, whatever, with you, that if they're ready to start now, that you can have them running already?
Okay,
What is your advice
what
on
I
that?
usually do, yeah, I just want to find out, Faiza, you said the people are going on a holiday. Did you ask where they're going?
Oh, yes, I know exactly where they're going. We were supposed to all go with.
Okay, okay. Is it flying or is it just driving?
No, it's a trip overseas. Yeah, so it's flying.
Overseas. Okay.
Yeah.
So because the reason why I'm asking is when people go on holiday, we as their friends need to tell them that they need the product and why.
I agree
know?
with you, but
Yes.
and
So I was just thinking,
I need-
we don't always tap into what we
that,
have,
yes.
and it just comes by being long in the business, that you pick up
Yes.
all these things. So I was just thinking when you were talking, that is what I would have done,
Would have said,
say,
yes.
you need to take the Pro Vitality with, because the traveling is a big thing, especially the planes. My friend just came back now from New Zealand visiting her, and she got COVID on the plane, and she was like crazy sick, but again there, she didn't listen. I told her to take the product with, but yeah. So it's just educating people always, and then at the end of the day, it's their choice, but we do everything in our power too. So I was just thinking for the rest of the group also, that it's important when people say they're going on holiday and when they come back, they will whatever. You just say, no, not a challenge. But remember, if I could give you some advice, it would be awesome to take some product with so that you can just build up your system and enjoy your holiday.
Thanks, Hazel. Yeah, in fact, now that you mentioned it, somebody at dance class asked me the same question about she's now wanting to try some of the products, but she's going to Mauritius on Friday, and she's not sure whether she should be doing it before she goes, but they want to drop a bikini size or a bather size within 1 week. So
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I am aware that
Is a detox.
eh?
The detox, you lose a couple of kilograms with that detox.
I know. Well, I lost 2 kilograms, but she's in a week, but she could lose a little bit, maybe a little bit more. And that's what I said to her. I did say, no, with her, I actually said to her, that you should actually try, because you'll feel so much better, and you won't be craving for foods, especially if you're taking a shake along
Yeah.
with you. They want to go and they want to eat all the seafood under the sun. So, but yeah, I see how this all plans out. It's new for me as well. So
Yeah.
learning all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. And then to come back to your question, Russell, what I usually do is I have an example of the kits. So I take the big kit with the everything in it. So it's a complete kit. Okay. Then I just add the 2 3Ns, because that's not in your big kit. So I will start with the cleaning. So I take the cleaning out, so your Super 10 and LDC, and then I say this is what you will get, plus all your literature. So you don't need anybody to be successful. Everything is here. And then I go to the next one, the 3N, and then I go to the next one, the Pro Vitality, and then I will always say, this is now the Mercedes-Benz, where you get everything in, plus your CalMac. And I must tell you, many a times people will give me the money right there because they can see what they're going to get. And we fill in the form. The only thing that I tell them then is, remember, I need to go register you now, and then you will have your buying number, your ID. And I always say, not your broke ID, your Book of Life, your New Life ID. Your New Life ID is going to, yes, I always say that, it's going to take you places.
Your
And
broke
so
ID.
I always, I have these funny things of talking to people. But really, guys, if you have where they can see what they're going to get, I feel it really works for me. So I always go with a complete kit, even if I don't know the people. It doesn't always work, but most of the times it does work. Thank you.
Thanks for that, Hazel. Awesome. So I hope you guys got a lot of value from that. We've gone now from where to find people to finding people, but then what to say to them. Now you've spoken to them and what to find out about them, and then how to invite them to the tool. And once you've invited them, how to follow up. But let's say the person says, no, they haven't watched the video yet, right? So we're all the way back up here again. Have you watched the video yet? That should actually be the first question here. I need to update this infographic. And let's just say the person says no. What do you do then? And for me, it's as simple as going back to the if I would you. Right? So this is what the advice is if somebody says no, they haven't watched it yet, they haven't had a chance. Now, obviously, if you meddle and you're going to the person, you're going to find out before you've gone there if they've watched the video or not. Right? And maybe you want to go there prepared with pamphlets in case they haven't watched it, if you weren't able to get hold of them to confirm yet. But go there with a plan of, if they haven't watched the video yet, what are you going to say, right? And you're simply just going to re-invite them to watch the video. So you're not going to have to share the link again or ask the if I would you again, but you could say, well, by when do you think you will have definitely watched it? Otherwise, I'm going to keep on following up, and you might not have watched it again, and then it's just going to become this repetitive thing. But when would you definitely have watched it? And then confirm the date and time again, confirm, yes.
Sorry for interrupt. It is also very important that people realize that they're not the only person that you're talking to, and
Yes.
that your time is valuable. They need to know that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hazel, how would you word it if you had a nice example this morning when we spoke? How would you word it if you had to speak to someone and they hadn't watched the video yet, or they haven't done what they're supposed to do? What would you say to them to sort of let them know that you...
Just remind me quick, what did I say this morning when ek sê baie goed?
I was hoping you would remember. It was basically being assertive and that letting the person know. I think the person committed to I think it was the sign up. They committed to doing something, and when you had spoken to them again, they didn't do that thing. So just sort of the way you approach that and saying, listen, you did make that promise and whatever, and I, my time is valuable. There's
Yes.
a lot of other people that could have benefited, etc.
Yeah, that is exactly what I said. People need to know that because he said something and then he went back on his word. And I was very proud of myself because my children is on my case. And I said, you know what? I trusted you. So this is what you said. And that is why I did what I did. So that people know, okay, because this is somebody I didn't know from Adam. He started the business last week at our expo. But I think the big thing that, and Eric loves saying it, is that we need to, and Charlie too, Charlie is on our case every time, people need to realize that your time is valuable, that you have a lot of other people that need your help, and so they mustn't waste your time. So like Charlie always say, answer my question. You did not answer my question yet. So don't allow them to take you on a other trip if this is your trip you have in front of you. Thank you.
Thanks for that, Hazel. So now we've gotten to a point where we're able to follow up and let's just say the person has now started in the business, right? So if we look at the 7 skills diagram or picture here, you can see we are basically at skill number 4 now. So there's still 3 more things that we need to talk about. And it's not enough that we just talk about it, we must obviously practice it. But the next thing is now they say, yes, we want to start. We need to help them become either the customer or distributor. So in other words, let's say the person had a health issue and you offered them a video or a pamphlet on one of the health products, and you're now following up and you've done the whole, on a scale of 1 to 10 or whatever, the person's now ready to start buying from you or start being a distributor, right? So that is skill number 5. I think we can go more into detail on those last 3 skills tomorrow. Skill number 6, if it's a distributor, how do you get them to get started, right? So skill number 5, helping them to decide on whether they're going to be a customer or distributor, but that usually would happen during the whole process. You'll have a good idea of where the sort of the best fit is. But one thing we must always remember to say to them, one thing we must always remember to say to them is that, remember, if you're a distributor, even if you just joining to get the products at the distributor price, you're going to save about 20% on your purchases. And especially if it's repeat purchases, you're going to buy every month, then you're going to save every month. So in the course of a year, you can work it out for them. If you're going to buy a chewable All-C every month for 12 months, at distributor price versus at customer price, you can save X amount of money, right? And sometimes, depending on what they're going to buy every month, let's say it's the shake or the Pro Vitality and shake, the breakfast pack or whatever, they might actually save much more than what the kit price is. So it makes more sense for them to actually just buy the kit, become a distributor, but then to be buying the products. And inevitably, when people sign up as customers, the wholesale customers, as they might be called, when they start using the products, either other people are going to see the change in them or other people are going to notice them using the products and they're going to ask about it. And you can let them refer the people to you. But if there's any sale to be made or any sign up, you can then put it on that person's name, put it under them. So they can start to see the benefit of the business. And if they just then stepped forward and started doing the business, that they could do so much more. Is Hazel wanting to say something?
Yes, Russell. It's so important for me because that is the way I love starting people, especially if they have a challenge, a health challenge. I would say let's first sort out your health. That's what we're doing now with Darling, because she's now really, looking so good. So I said, so why don't you start the business? And then I will help you so that you can get your product. I mean, she takes more than 25 supplements a day, so it's a lot of money. And so my big work now is to help her to get people into a business, but also customers, because that will help her so that she eventually get all her products for free. That is what I do. And that's why I need to work and I need to be committed. That's why I am committed, because I use a lot of products and I need customers to help me to pay for my supplements. So I am not stingy. I am not selfish. If you don't want to do the business, there's nothing I can do, but at least you can help me so that I can stay healthy, So if people can just have that, you don't tell people that, but that is what you do, but especially with discount customers. That is how Coolsome started, because she said, yes, she just wanted to. So I said, no problem. Now come, let's now see if you can get your product for free. And she is getting more than just her product for free at the moment. But it's like just being there for the person, hear their needs, and then work on their needs and not yours. You will accomplish your needs if you just help more other people accomplish theirs. Thank you.
So thanks for that, Hazel. The final skill that we'll touch on tomorrow will be promoting events. And I think there's more than enough people on training that want to know more about the whole Facebook thing, so we can dive a bit deeper into that. Maybe I'll just do some live posts as well on some of the gardening groups, so you guys can see how I do that sort of thing. And also look at some of the results of previous posts and see how many people actually reply when you post something of value, that people actually want to know more about it. Are there any questions about what we've done today? Meryl, do you want to say something?
Yes, I must tell you something. Praise God, hallelujah. I just hope. My cousin phoned me from Australia. I'm not from Australia, from Vancouver. And I spoke to him about the business, and he said he's been into a business like that. But, so he said he's going to look it up. Are we in Vancouver? Are we in Canada?
Oh, we're definitely in America, and I'm pretty sure I've seen Canada before on the Near Life website. So what you do is you go to your what do you call it, the reciprocal website, your shopnearlife.com/whatever, and if you click on the country over here on the right hand side, just wait for the page to load first. There'll be a drop down there where you can actually click on the country, and then you can see Canada is one of them, and then you click submit. So you can send them your website address. Don't send them mine, otherwise they can sign up under me or buy from me. Send them your own one. Where did I click now? And then everything will be in their currency. And when they log in, you must just check if they try to buy, they will buy from you, right? But if they're gonna sign up, there's just find that quickly, the international sign up national.
Because what he said to me, he's never heard of Newer Life. He never heard of Newer Life. He's been in other companies like this, and he left, and he was making a lot of money, and he left it because of this and that, and so he said no, he's never ever heard about Newer Life, and so he said he's going to look it up. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll have to. What must I do now? Must I just give him my shopping thing and just send it to him?
Yeah, just give him the link. That is the best for international sponsoring. But what I would also do is to send Near Life an email and just ask them for guidance with the international sponsoring. I just want to post in the group quickly. Can you hear me?
What happened now?
I don't know what happened. Can you hear me? Can anybody else hear me? Is it Meryl or me?
I can hear you, Russell.
We
Okay,
can hear
thank
you clearly.
We can hear you.
Okay, Meryl, I think it's on your side that there's a challenge, but just send Neolife an email. I'm not going to send this, rather send Neolife an email. You can send it either
Yeah.
to the warehouse email address that you'd normally use. I don't know if you have that address. Do you have Neolife's email address?
Mm-mm.
Not.
Yeah.
Just see
No,
what it
I
is
don't.
quickly. Now, post it in the group. And they can then put you in contact via email with somebody that works with the international signups. I found that to be
Yeah.
the easiest way to deal with things. Yeah.
Yeah, because when he spoke to me and I told him what I do, he said he's never heard of this life. He's never heard of Neolife. I said, yes, it's been going on for over 60 years. And he said he's going to look it up. So then he'll get back to me. So I just hope that he does come into this business, because he said he used to do it because he said it's terrible up there in Vancouver with the things like this. So I said, well, you must just look it up, because he said he's completely, I think he said it's in a company, but he's never been to our company. So I thought to myself, yeah, just try it. It will help you, you know?
Yeah.
Hello? Mm.
I've just put in the chat now. I'm just going to look for your name quickly. I'm not sure if I have your name now. I don't have it here.
Mimi RYL.
Here we go. It's not what I wanted to paste. ctnorders@za.neolife.com. There you go. So you can send them an email and just tell them there's someone in Canada you'd like to sign up. What is the process and whatever questions, and then you can put them in direct contact with the warehouse there as well, just in case they have any questions that you can't answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're usually very open to helping. They're very helpful as well. Especially the international consultants, because there's someone like for every region that will help with that area. So that is that. We've got just
Yeah.
under an hour left, and I think what we can do in this last time now is just look at what you guys have tried. Hazel and Mary Lisa, can I ask you guys to take over for the remainder of the hour? I just need to go and sort out Isaac and pick up the kids and all kinds of stuff. Just for this last piece now that we can close off the day by 4 o'clock. Basically, what I'm thinking is the best now is just to get everybody's feedback on, how many people they managed to speak to during the Blitz session. What did they say? Was there any challenges, maybe, that sort of thing? And then basically workshop it like we've done today. So any challenge that's brought up, has anybody had that challenge? How have you overcome it? And generally, most of the things somebody else has solved already. Somebody in the group.
Okay. Thank you,
Hazel,
Russell,
is that
for your
good?
time.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
a pleasure. I'm going to leave the recording running, and I'm going to transfer the host to Mary Lisa and Hazel, so you guys could actually just see quickly if this works like that. Yes, you guys are both co-hosts. So I think you guys can actually just end the meeting when you're done as well, then the recording will automatically stop on my side.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. Sorry, I've got to leave a little early today. But we
No,
will
that's fine.
connect
Thank you.
again tomorrow morning. Load shedding permitting.
Yeah.
Yes,
Ooh,
we're
chat
gonna
about that.
have a game from 10 till 2:30.
I figured as much. So we might do another task tomorrow morning and then feedback on it afterwards.
Thank you, Russell.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Be
you,
blessed.
Russell.
Bye, Russell.
Bye-bye.